Well, hello, and thank you so much for visiting our website and our blog again. I've got another article today that I think will be really helpful in you moving forward in the foreclosure process more effectively. The title of it is Common Mistakes When Facing a Foreclosure in North Carolina. Facing foreclosure can be overwhelming. The stress, it really doesn't just affect your finances, it really weighs heavy in your mind and even can affect your relationships. So many homeowners find themselves sort of like freezing up or maybe making quick decisions that end up hurting them in the long run. So it's really important to know that you're not alone. And there is no harm in needing help to understand what to do. Developing a well-rounded knowledge of all your options. It's really critical to making good decisions in this really challenging time. And so you're going to find many of your answers on our website, blog page at www.foreclosuresolutionsnc.com. Avoiding typical missteps like ignoring the lender's letters, it can make the road ahead less stressful and give you more control over your options. So understanding what to avoid is the first step towards protecting your home and your well-being. So, missing early warning signs is one of the most common and damaging mistakes that homeowners make when foreclosure is looming. You're if you're if you're feeling sort of anxious about opening another letter from your lender, or you're not alone. Many people will actually put unopened mail piled up on their desk, where they silence their phone to any unknown phone numbers. It's really tempting to ignore these signs when your stress seems, unmanageable. But even unopened envelopes or missing phone calls can mean you've really lost a chance to protect what really matters. Now, lenders in North Carolina they're required by law to reach out with official notices before the foreclosure even steps even begin. These letters, they just aren't routine paperwork. They serve as your first alert system. Inside you might find things like details about your missed payments, or information about your rights and your options, or deadlines for responding or seeking help. A single missed letter could mean that you're missing your window to request assistance, to work out a payment plan, or even challenging the process if something isn't right. Some notices contain loss mitigation opportunities or legal deadlines that, if overlooked, can cut off your possibility for solutions. You know what? Seemingly harmless at first, ignoring lenders' communications stacks the odds against you as time passes. So here's what can happen if you don't respond. If you ignore the notice of default, the lender can move ahead with the foreclosure after the required waiting period. In North Carolina, these can be as short as 45 days for some notices before the lender actually starts the court proceedings. Missing court dates or deadlines to respond can can cause you to forfeit legal defenses. Judges are strict about deadlines, and the failure to act means that you can lose your chance to fight back or even to negotiate. Uh, Once the process is moving forward, options like loan modifications, forbearances, and refinancing can maybe lost forever. So the longer that you wait, the higher your debt climbs, legal fees go up, inspection costs, late charges, they can add up to hundreds and thousands of dollars. So tackling a growing stack of mail or frequent phone calls from your lender, it can be overwhelming, but you really should open all mail immediately, even if it just looks official or intimidating. You ought to read the mail carefully and even take notes, especially noting the dates and the steps that they're asking you to take, and save everything in one place. Stay organized because so nothing gets lost, even from envelopes to payment receipts. You know what? Write down every phone conversation that you have with your lender, including the date, the time, and what was discussed. Um, Reach out for help. As soon as you receive your first notice, learn all you can about the foreclosure process. We work really hard to share these detailed articles and videos with you on our website so that you can, rapidly get educated. You don't have time to waste. Our website, where you can find tons of really good information, is www.foreclosuresolutionsnc.com. The best ways to protect your home is to face each notice head on. Even though tough news is an opportunity to regroup and to make a plan. Waiting or pretending it might go away really just makes things worse. Uh, and even take the warning seriously and act promptly. Now, when homeowners in North Carolina face foreclosure, it's really common to freeze up. Fear, embarrassment, or even total confusion can make you want to ignore the problem, hoping it will someday pass away. This delay can feel safer at the moment, and facing tough phone calls or mountains of paperwork is it's not always pleasant. But waiting rarely works. In fact, it never works in your favor. The longer that you put these things off, the fewer choices that you're going to have, and the costs can climb and very quickly. So let's break down exactly what's at risk if you pause instead of take action, and why getting started sooner protects your wallet, your rights, and often your peace of mind. Every every missed mortgage payment chips away at your options. Most lenders in North Carolina offer a limited window of time to catch up, called a cure the default. During this time, you can pay off the missed payments and prevent the foreclosure from moving forward at all. But if you wait too long, the lender might refuse and does sometimes refuse to negotiate or make payment plans. You could lose out on a loan modification or a forbearance program. You can lose the right to reinstate your loan. Uh, that might expire too, leaving the sale of your home as like a last resort. That's all that's left. Banks, they move pretty quickly once deadlines pass, and that chance to fix things may disappear without warning, often leaving families really shocked that they felt that they had just a few late payments, but they snowball into an irreversible foreclosure. Now, North Carolina law spells out precise steps and dates throughout the foreclosure process. And if you delay reading notices or you skip responding, you risk losing your legal rights before you realize it. Key deadlines that you could miss or be the notice of hearing, requesting a hearing. And once you get that notice of hearing, there's a tight window of time to contest the foreclosure. Miss it, the judge may approve the sale just by default. Another one is the redemptions period. You may have a chance to reclaim your home after the sale, after the initial auction sale, but only if you file paperwork or make the payments on time. Some homeowners use a bankruptcy, Chapter 13, to halt the foreclosure, but those protections start only after you get filed. Each skipped date that you have uh, is like a locked door, and after it shuts, getting back in, just may be impossible to go back. Delaying actions also almost always makes the financial pain worse. Every day that passes can add hundreds or thousands of dollars to your fees. Fees like attorney's fees. Lenders often pass every dollar spent on legal filings through an attorney, court appearances, and paperwork that comes directly onto you. There's court costs. Foreclosure cases involve you know, filing fees and service fees and other costs, court costs that they grow over time. And then the lender has bank fees for late payments. Sometimes it's up to 5% per month. So that interest accrues and your mortgage balance continues to gain interest, growing the amount that one day you have to pay back. Waiting can turn a recoverable setback into a financial sinkhole. Fast, fast action can help you control or even avoid uh, many of these additional costs. Taking a deep breath and facing reality, even if it's overwhelming, almost always works out better than waiting for things to just get better. When the time is ticking, each moment of delay closes doors and shrinks your safety net. Now, when facing foreclosure feels close, uh, silence often follows. Many homeowners in North Carolina fall into the trap of not talking to their lenders, sometimes out of fear, sometimes because the letter sounds too technical or just from feeling overwhelmed by stress. But here's the truth. Honest, early communication shapes the outcome. Lenders would rather work with you than go through the foreclosure, but they need to know that you're engaged. Keeping a record of every exchange, no matter how small, builds a trail of your efforts and keeps everyone accountable. When the stakes are high, sim- simple steps like returning a call or sending a short letter, it can change the path forward. Lenders in North Carolina have processes in place that help struggling homeowners, but they won't chase you forever. If you skip asking about loan modification or forbearance, you might lose out on the program that could pause, reduce, or maybe restructure your payments. These options don't just buy time; they can stop the foreclosure process entirely when they're used correctly. Now, if your income has dropped or unexpected costs have hit your budget, ask about ask about solutions up front. Here's what might be available. You might have a loan modification. They can might consider adjusting your payments or your loan terms so that you can stay current. A forbearance is a temporary pause or a reduction in payments for a temporary period of time, giving you space to recover from the setback. And there's also repayment plans where they will spread missed payments over a few months, helping you to catch up without paying one giant lump sum. When you initiate this conversation, ask questions and get answers in writing. Save email. Keep a notebook. If you agree to anything on the phone, confirm with a follow-up email. As discussed, like say something like, as discussed, my next payment is due on such and such a date with new terms. This makes misunderstanding less likely and gives you proof of your effort. Now, it's natural to want to avoid bad news. And if you ignore your lender's calls and stack their letters, unopened envelopes, you risk missing the deadlines and losing legal protections in North Carolina. There's a specific window to cure your loan, cure the default, or apply for help. If you don't answer those options, they can disappear on you. Ignoring communications doesn't make the problem go away. It puts your homes in greater risk, and here's why that matters. There's important deadlines. Each notice could contain dates of court appearances, hearing requests, or loss mitigation. Documents of good faith, timely replies show that you're trying to fix the problem. This can help you defend yourself in court. And access to help. There are housing counselors and attorneys that often need lenders to respond to their critical assistance. Always document your side. Write down every call, note the date, the time, and who you spoke with. Save all your letters, even the envelopes and postmarks. Uh, Send important documents via certified mail when possible. A strong paper trail is your shield. It proves that you have reached out, gave honest answers, and followed up when needed. Responding to your lender isn't just about keeping your home, it's about giving yourself choices. Now, many North Carolina homeowners, they don't realize how the legal protections and resources that they truly have. And that oversight can cost you far more than just your home. State law sets up a process with checks and guardrails, hearings that you can attend, notices that you must receive, rights to challenge errors, and expert help if you ask for it. Skipping these steps or trying to go it alone risks missing your chance to better your outcome. So let's dive into some of the most common mistakes people make when they don't use the rights and help available. The foreclosure hearing is the first. Um, the first uh, best. That's your first best chance to stand up for yourself. Now, in North Carolina, lenders cannot finalize most home foreclosures without a court supervised hearing. Here's what often goes wrong. One is assuming that the outcome is already decided. Many give up before showing up, thinking that the judge and the bank are out to get them. And in truth, the clerk of courts must confirm the debt is valid, the steps were done by the book, and that you got every required notice. Now, giving up before your turn, skipping the hearing, means that the lender's side wins by default. If you don't show, you forfeit your chance to contest mistakes, ask questions, or even request more time. And then sometimes there are errors, wrong amounts, faulty notices, or a service member protection. The court will listen to. You need to be present to catch these. Now, if you can't attend in person, ask in writing to reschedule or appear remotely. You have the right to be heard, and even if a statement can be made, uh, and even a brief statement can make all the difference. Now, believe it or not, foreclosure filings are not always flawless. Mistakes happen in the paperwork, notices, and even the amount that you actually owe. North Carolina law gives you a chance to highlight errors at the hearing through written objections. Incorrect amounts, banks sometimes they miscalculate what you owe or fail to credit some past payments. The law is strict about giving notice. And, if the lender skips a step, that's grounds to slow or stop the process. And if you're an active military duty or a veteran or impacted by certain disasters, you may qualify for extra safeguards. So don't assume the paperwork is correct. Request a detailed breakdown and compare it to your records. Contesting doesn't mean you're being argumentative. It means you're making the lender do the process right. To many people, uh, see housing counselors and imagine someone who is just going to give them a pep talk or a generic brochure. And in reality, a HUD certified counselor is trained to walk you through the process uh, uh, at no cost to you. And these counselors can help to review your mortgages, your notice, and options, help you understand them in plain language. They help you organize your documents and fill out the paperwork, and they can coach you for hearings and meetings with the lender. And so counselors don't just offer advice either. They can connect you with emergency programs, with legal aid, and or direct appeals that you might not find on your own. In tough times, a good counselor acts both as a guide and as a shield. So North Carolina homeowners have specific legal rights at every stage of the foreclosure process, and skipping hearings or refusing professional help really shuts the door that you might be able to get. Getting advice early increases your odds of saving your home. So don't let shame and fear and pride keep you from your resources meant for you. Professional support and standing up for your legal rights make a real difference in how foreclosure unfolds in North Carolina. Mistakes happen, uh, especially under pressure. And if you're facing foreclosure in North Carolina, it's important to remember that you are not alone. struggling with these decisions. Many homeowners miss notices, delay actions, or fall for us just some of the common mistakes that happen. But what matters most is starting now. Open all your mail, talk to your lender, attend the hearings, and reach out to your local housing counselors, legal aides if you need support. These steps can help you keep control and protect your rights. Help is available early on, and every positive action builds strong options. Even if you made a few mistakes, you can recover by seeking trustworthy guidance and staying involved. Facing foreclosure is hard. You don't have to do it alone. I want you to reach out, ask questions, and take each step with care. Um, we're here to help you. Like I said, we have a very detailed website blog that has lots of valuable information, helps you understand each phase of the process. There's articles there that talk to you about the 5 different ways that you go about properly stopping the foreclosure. Really just details honestly what all of your options are. So please visit our website at www.foreclosuresolutionsnc.com. Go to the blog tab. There's videos and there's also written articles, all for your benefit. Thank you so much for joining us today.